What do you think the role of podcasts is going to be in this year's election?
I would love long form conversations to happen with the candidates. I think it's going to be huge. I would love Trump to go on Rogan. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I would love to, honestly would love to see Joe Biden go on Joe Rogan also.
I would imagine that both would go on, but separately.
Separately, I think I think a debate, I mean, Joe does debates, but I think Joe at his best is one-on-one conversation, really intimate. I just wish that Joe Biden would actually do long-form conversations.
I thought he had done it. Wasn't he? I think he was on Jay Shetty's podcast.
He did Jay Shetty. He did a few, but when I mean long-form, I mean really long-form, like 2-3 hours, and more relaxed. It was much more orchestrated. Because what happens when the interview is a little bit too short, it becomes into this generic political type of NBC, CNN type of interview. You get a set of questions and you don't get to really feel the human, expose the human to the light in it, the full, we talked about the shadow, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I think there's something magical about 2, 3, 4 hours. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't have to be that long, but it has to have that feeling to it where there's not people standing around and everybody's nervous and you're going to be strictly sticking to the question answer type of feel, but just shooting shit, which Rogan is the best by far in the world at that.
Yeah, I don't think people really appreciate how skilled he is at what he does. And the 3 or 4 podcasts per week, plus the UFC announcing, plus comedy tours in stadiums, plus, doing comedy shows in the middle of the week, plus, a husband and a father and a friend and jiu-jitsu. The guy's got like superhuman levels of output. I agree that long form conversation is a whole other business. And I think that people want and deserve to know the people that are running for office in a different way, and to really get to know them. Well, listen, I guess is it clear that he's going to do jail time, or maybe he gets away with a fine?
I don't think.
Because I was going to say, does that mean you're going to be podcasting from
in prison? Yeah,
jail?
We're going to. In fact, I'm going to figure out how to commit a crime so I can get in prison.
Please don't.
Well, that's.
Yeah. I'm sure they have visitors, right?
That just doesn't feel an authentic way to get the interview. But yeah, I understand.
You wouldn't be able to wear that suit. You'd be wearing a different suit.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's going to be interesting. And you do, I'm not just saying this because you're my friend, but you would do a marvelous job. I think you should sit down with all of them separately to keep it civil and see what happens.